my dear students, welcome to. So now today we are going to start the first chapter of class 6 science, and the chapter name is food. So in the previous class, that is in class 5, we have already clearly studied what is food and where do we get food from. Suppose if I take some examples like egg, okay, like fish, okay, then meat, milk, okay. So these foods are obtained from the animals and birds. Clear, students? And the vegetables, the fruits, right, are obtained from where? It is obtained from the plants. So basically, plants and animals provides us our food, right? Now, this is only we are going to discuss in this chapter that what is food and where does it comes from. Clear, students? So, food. And when we eat food, do we eat same food every time in a day? No. Why? Because we have different times to eat different kinds of food. Like at the morning, when we wake up, we have our breakfast. And in breakfast, what do we eat? Bread, right? Butter and milk, right? So in breakfast, we have this thing. Next is our tiffin time. So in tiffin time, we have cakes or pies, okay? And then comes our lunch time. When we come from our school, then what we have? We have rice, okay? Or we have chapatis, right, students? Or we have some curry. Clear? And then comes our evening snack time. So when we have our evening time, at evening we have snacks like biscuits and our tea, hot tea or coffee. Clear, students? And then after that comes the night time. So in night time, what do we eat? At night time, we eat our dinner. So at night we have our dinner. So it is our dinner time, and at dinner time we have some chapatis or rice. Okay, or we can also have bread. Clear, students? So these are our different times when we have different types of food, and each and every food are different. So that's why we can say that we eat varieties of food. So what do we eat? We eat varieties of food. As you can see, there are lots of food items like bread, butter, milk. Then at tiffin time, we are having cakes and pies. Then at our lunchtime, we are having rice, chapatis and curry, which is really a heavy type of food which we are eating. Then at evening snack time, we are having biscuits with hot tea and coffee. And then at the night time, we are having the chapatis, rice and bread. Clear, students? So this is all what we eat in a whole day, right? And it can vary from place to place, because a Bengali people will always have fish curry, right? Whereas the other people, those who eat non-veg, so there are two type of people. One is the vegetarian people and another is the non-vegetarian people. So some people eat non-veg, whereas other people eat veg, right? That is the vegetables. Clear, students? So that's why the food items can vary from state to state and place to place and home to another home. And so what we can see that your friend will have a different tiffin from you. So your friend will eat different things in a whole day and you will eat some different things. So that is actually the varieties of food, because we eat different kinds of things in a whole day, and the food habits of people vary from place to place. Clear, students? So let us go back to the chapter. So it is written that where does the food comes from? So let us study where does it comes from. Before that, we already studied about the introduction. So what it was that, what do we eat at home? What did you eat at home today? Right? So did you eat bread? Did you eat milk? So if you have eat bread or milk, then please do let me know in the next class, and find out what your friend ate today. So also you after this class, you can call your friend and you can ask your friend that what he or she ate today. Clear? Now, did you find the same kind of food which you ate yesterday also and today also? Where the food which you ate yesterday and today was same? No, I don't think so that it would be same. It would be different. So that's why it comes the varieties of food. So we eat different kinds of food in a single day. Clear, students? So what this activity says, ask your friend in the school about the items they would be eating during a day. Now in school, we often love sharing our food, right? During the tiffin time. And your friend would have brought something different, you would bring something different, and then we share those food among each and everyone, and then we eat that food. And it feels so nice, right? And sharing is caring. Always remember that. So if you see, and if you also can get information from your friends staying in different states of India, then you shall note this down. So you have to fill this table as your friend says. Okay. So you have to write your friend. Suppose first friend name is Orca. Your second friend name is Sheila. And your third friend name is Rohit. So you have to write that what Orko ate in a day, what Sheila ate in a day, and what Rohit ate in a day. Suppose I can write in behalf of Orko that Orko ate egg, then bread, then butter. Okay, whereas Sheila ate dosa and idli. Okay, whereas Rohit can eat cake and pastries, and those are so tasty, right, students? So here we can find a different type of food item. So these are the idlis, and these are dal and sambar, right? So this is a South Indian food. Clear, students? So it is a South Indian food variety. And this South Indian food variety is totally veg. That is vegetarian. They don't have fish. They don't have egg. They don't have meat. Clear? They don't have the non-vegetarian food items. Clear, students? And this is what? This is the love for a Bengali people, that is fish. So they have the fish because fish is a proteinaceous food item, and the bodybuilders also have fish. Clear, students? And then this may be a pie or something like that. So this is the veg food, whereas this is the non-veg food. Clear, students? Now we'll move to the next part of the chapter. Hope you like this. So what it is written, there seems to be so much variety in the food that we eat. What are these food items made up of? So here we can see a picture of a boiled rice, right? So what type of rice it is? It is a boiled rice. Now ask your mom Then how this boiled rice is made up of. Okay, so what are the ingredients or the materials which we need to prepare a dish of boiled rice? Clear? So if we have to cook the raw rice at home, what do we need? We need to boil it in water for some time. Clear? So we need a bowl full of rice grain, right? That is the raw rice grain. And then we simply need water. So how many ingredients do we need? We need only two ingredients. One is rice, another is water. How many ingredients? Two ingredients for boiled rice. Okay, so if this is your book, you can also write that boiled rice equals to raw rice grain, okay, plus water. Clear, students? Like this you can write it down. Okay, on the other hand, there are some food items that are made with many ingredients. Okay, suppose if we are preparing vegetable curry, then what do we need? We need the pieces or different kinds of vegetable, right? If you're making a mixed veg, then you need capsicum, you need potatoes, you need tomatoes, you need onions, you need chilies, right? So you need lots of vegetables, right? And along with the vegetables, to cook nicely, we add some salt in it, and then we also add some spices, right? Like the jeera powder, like the dhania powder, like the red chili powder, and also we need oil to fry those vegetables, right? So we need lots of things, so many ingredients to make a vegetable curry. That is kinds of vegetable, different kinds of vegetable, salt, spices, and oil. Clear, students? So this is the first activity in which we get to learn that food materials or food items are made up of different kinds of ingredients. And what is the spelling of the ingredients, dear? Please do spell after me. INGREDIENTS. Ingredients. Clear, students? And what is the meaning of the ingredients? The meaning of the ingredients is materials. Okay, different type of materials, different types of things which we need to prepare a food item. Clear, students? Next comes to us the activity 2. So what activity 2 says? That choose some items, okay, which you list in table 1.1 and try to find out what ingredients are used to prepare this by discussing with your friends and elders at home. Okay, so let us see what items are listed here already for you. First is roti or chapati. This is a daily based food item which everyone have. You can ask your mom how to prepare a roti or a chapati at home. So how to prepare? First we need the raw material, that is flour. Okay, this flour is named as atta. Okay, so what we need? We need flour, and along with it we need water to make the dough. Okay, so flour and water both makes the dough, and after the dough we actually roll on the chapatis. Okay, what we do? We roll on the chapatis and then we make the chapatis in the oven. Clear, students? Then comes the next item, that is dal. So dal, I think this picture is of dal only. Okay, so next item is dal. So how do we make a dal? Because everyone is well frequent with dal. Everyone is having dal in their home, right? It is a very nice and a very proteinaceous and a very healthy diet item which we all should have, because dal contains proteins in it, and proteins are very, very necessary for our body building. Okay, next, so in dal what we need pulses, we need water, and we need some pinch of salt, then oil or ghee or some spices to spice up the food item, that is dal. Okay. Next, you can also add a food item, that is cake, because for preparing a cake you need lots of things, like you need egg, you need flour, okay, you need milk, you need chocolates, you need sugar, right students? So you can add these things and butter to well grease the cake, right? So cake is such a nice item and it is the favorite food of every children. Am I right? So let's go to the next part. Now, here we can see some pictures and these are so nice. So these pictures are of fruits, different kind of fruits like the bananas, like the pineapple, mangoes and apple. You can see these pictures and these are so nice and juicy fruits. So what do we find? Do you find some ingredients common for different food items? Okay, so different food items are like these are the fruits. Okay, with the fruits we can make some fruit pies, we can make some cakes, we can make a fruit chaat, we can also eat the raw fruits. Okay, and you can also make fruit juices. You can make different things from fruit items. Okay, next is from plant sources. So this is a type of khichdi. For making khichdi we need rice, we need dal, we need water, we need spices, and we also need some veggies. Okay, so from these are obtained from the plant sources. This picture is actually the grains we obtain from the crop plants. Clear? Next, some animal source. So here you can see the picture of a hen. The hen is laying the eggs for us, right? And as the hen is laying the eggs for us, so this food item is obtained from the animals. So we will now study about the food material and their sources, which I already told you that some items are obtained from the plants, whereas some items are obtained from the animals. Okay, like the cow gives us milk, the hen gives us egg, right? And the hen or chicken also gives us the meat. The goat also gives us the meat. Clear students? Now it may be easy for us to guess the sources of the foods of some ingredients that we list in table 1.2. So here we have already seen the table 1.2. Here you can list some more items, right? So that you can easily guess the sources of the food. Where do we get this atta? We get this atta from the plant. Where do we get this water from? We get the water from the nature. Then where do we get the pulses? We get the pulses from the plant, the spices from the plant, the oil from the plant, the salt from the nature, that because salt is a mineral, and the water also from the nature. For making cake we get the eggs from the hen, that is animal, the flour, that is the flour grains from the plants, the milk from the animal, the chocolates from the animal again, because from the milk only we get the chocolates. Okay, then sugar from the plants, butter from the animals. So here you can gauge the sources of different food items. Clear? So that's why table 1.2 is very important, and you should list lots of food items by asking your elders at your home. So now we are going to study about the fruits and the vegetables for instances and where do they come from. So plants, of course, they are the sources of the rice or wheat. Okay, so where do we get the rice? What are the sources of the rice and wheat? Where do we get our rice grain, or where do we get our wheat grain from which we make the flour? Where do we get that? So we get the wheat grain from the plant. Okay, and also we get the rice grain from the plant. Now if I ask you that where do we get the milk, egg and meat? I already told you these are the food items which is obtained from the animals. Okay. And rice is obtained from the paddy plant. Okay. And the wheat field, in the wheat fields, you can find rows of plants which gives us these type of raw rice grains and wheat grains. Okay. Now we are going to start with activity 3. Okay. So let us take some food items which we have listed earlier, and then we'll try to find out from where they come. Okay. Their ingredients and their source. So some of the food items which is given in table 1.3 are, first is idli. Now to make idli, what do we need? We need rice, urad dal, salt, water. Okay. And from where do we get this rice? From the plant. Okay. From the paddy plant, I already told you. From where do we get the pulses? I already told you pulses are taken from the plants. From where do we get the salt? The salt are taken from the nature. Okay. Because salt is a mineral. Okay. Then water, we get water from the nature. Next, to make the chicken curry. Now to make the chicken curry, what do we need? We need the chicken, okay, or the meat from the chicken. So we need the meat, okay, and this meat is taken from the animal itself. And then the spices. The spices are taken from the plants. So what spices we use? We use red chili spices, we use jeera powder, we use dhania powder, right? We use chicken curry powder. So these all the powders are taken from the spice grains. Okay. And where from the spice grain comes? The spice grain comes from the plants of the spices. Clear, students? The oil or the ghee is obtained from the plants also, and also from the animals. There are some animal fats which are turned into oil or ghee. Clear? Next, water. Water is again obtained from your mother nature. Now to make the kheer, which is known as paish or paisam, to make this kheer, what do we need? We need milk, we need rice, or we need sugar. So milk is obtained from the cow, that is animal. Rice is obtained from the paddy plant, and sugar is obtained from the plant, that is sugar is obtained from sugar cane. Clear, students? So here we can see two pictures. In the first pictures, the farmer has planted in its field all the plants we can see in rows. This is row number 1, then row number 2, row number 3, row number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So how many rows you can see in this picture? You can see total 10 rows in the picture. Clear, students? So farmer has planted all the plants like this in a rows, in a decorated and a well-mannered way. Okay. Next is second picture, shows us the picture of the farmer collecting all the grains from the paddy field and taking away and carrying it on a bullock cart. Clear? So first picture shows us about the paddy field, and the next picture shows us about the wheat grains being transported and taken to the factory for taking out the flour from it. Clear, students? So what are the sources of the food grains? The sources of the food grains are our field, from where we get the food grains from the plants. Clear, students? So now what do we conclude from this activity? We conclude from activity 3 that plants are the sources of the food ingredients or materials. What do you mean by ingredient? The meaning of the ingredients is materials. So food is the sources of the ingredients, like the grains, okay, like the cereals. Cereals means pulses. Okay, then vegetables, fruits. So from the plant, what we get? We will write like this in your book. You can also write, or else you can write in your note copy, that from plant we are getting grains, we are getting cereals, we are getting vegetables, and we are also getting fruits from the plant, the juicy fruits. Next, From the animals, what we are getting? So from the animals provide us with milk, meat, and eggs. Okay. So who provides us with milk, meat, and eggs? The animals. So you will write like this. From animals, we are getting milk, meat, and eggs. And also milk plus milk products. Milk products are like curd, ghee, then butter. So these and cheese, paneer. These are some of the milk products. Okay, students. Now, who gives us the things? Cows. Cows gives us milk. Goats gives us milk. Buffaloes gives us milk. Okay. Next, milk and milk products are butter, cream, cheese, curd, which are used all over the world. You can also add paneer. Can you name some other animals which gives us milk? Yes, some other animal which gives us milk is camel. Camel also gives you milk. Okay, because the desert people have the milk which is obtained from the camel. Clear, students? Now, here you can see the parts of the plants which are edible. We can eat the parts which are edible, like the flower. We can also have the flower of the pumpkin plant. We eat the fruits of the plant, right? We can eat the stem of the plant in case of the sugarcane, that is ganna. Okay, we can eat the leaf of the plant in the spinaches. Okay, so from the sugarcane, so from the parts or the shoot part, we can eat lots of things which are present, main parts. And from the root system, we can have the carrots, we can have the radish, right? So these are the some examples. So we also can eat the roots of the plants, and we can also eat the shoot of the plants. Clear? Now detailed discussion of the next part of this chapter will be done in the next video lecture, in the next session. I hope that you like this session and you are able to answer all the questions asked from inside of your book, from the part which we have read now. And hope you like the class. If you like the class, then attend my next lecture also. We are going to continue this chapter from 1.3 of your NCERT, and we have already studied from the above activities that there are two main sources of food. First one is from animals and the second one is from the plants. So from the animals we obtain milk, meat, and the eggs, and from the plants we obtain the grains, cereals, vegetables, and the fruit. Okay, so as we can eat different parts of the plant, so these are known as the edible parts. Edible means we can eat that thing. Okay, so that is known as edible. Clear, students? And today we are going to start from 1.3, that is plant parts and animal products as food. So let's begin. Plant parts and animal products as food. Plants are one of the sources of our food because the another source is animal, right? Can we eat the parts of the plant? Yes, we can eat the parts of the plants. So we can eat different parts of the plant. May it be the leaf, may it be the stem, may it be the flower of the plant, may it be the fruit of the plant, may it be the roots of the plant. Okay, so we can eat the plant root like as we eat the carrot and the radish. We can eat the plant fruit like as we eat the apple, mangoes, and bananas. We can eat the flower of the plant, that is as we can eat the pakoras from the pumpkin flower. Okay, and also we can eat the stem of the plant, for example in the sugar cane, and also we can eat the leaf of the plant as for example in the spinach. Okay, so we eat many leafy vegetables, right? We eat the green leafy vegetable. We eat fruits of some plant. Sometimes we eat the roots. sometimes the stem, and sometimes even the flower. As you can already see the example which I already provided you beforehand, that is, have you ever eaten pumpkin flowers dipped in rice paste and fried? Which I already said that pakoras are from the pumpkin flour. Okay, so that those are very tasty and very delicious. If you have not eaten that, then I must say that you should have those fried pakoras once in a rainy evening, and it would taste awesome. So just try it. Okay, so these are known as the edible parts of the plant. What are edible parts? Edible means eatable. As I already said you, we can eat those things. Okay, now seeds of the mustard plant gives us what? Gives us oil. Now in the previous session, we already studied that we can get or obtain oil from two things. One is the animal or the animal from the animal fats, and another is from the plants. Okay, so we can get the oil from the mustard seeds. These mustard seeds gives us the mustard oil, and the fries in the mustard oils are awesome. These are just delicious. Okay, so Paheli wants to know if any of our food items comes from sources other than the plant and the animal. Can you think of some food items which comes other than from the plant and the animal? Now, if you think of such food item which comes other than from the plant and the animal, then let me know that. Okay. Next, seeds of the mustard plant gives us oil, and the leaves are used as the vegetable. Okay. Can you think of different parts of a banana plant that are used as food? Yes, of course. The banana leaf is used to eat, and we make plates from the banana leaves. Okay, and the banana fruit, we eat the banana fruit. What do we eat? We eat these bananas. We eat, the monkeys love bananas, and we also love bananas, so we eat the banana fruit. Okay, now think of more example where two or more parts of a single plant are used as food. Okay, so as we can take the example of pumpkin. So if this is your pumpkin, then what do we get from this pumpkin? So we get what? We get the fruit from the pumpkin, right? And we also use the leaf of the pumpkin. We also use the flower of the pumpkin, and we also use the fruit of the pumpkin, right? So we use so many different parts from a single plant, and we eat that as a food. Clear, students? Now in the table 1.4, we have said to write the food item with plant as the major source, and then the ingredients and their source, and the plant part which gives us those ingredients. Okay, the brinjal curry. So when we make the brinjal curry, what do we need at first? The first thing which we need, that is brinjal, and brinjal is the fruit of the plant. Okay, next thing we need the chilies, because we add chilies to make it spicy and tasty. So as we add chilies there, so chili is obtained from the spice plant, and the chilies is the fruit of the spice plant. Okay, next we need oil. Now the oil is obtained from groundnut, oil is obtained from mustard, from soya bean, and also from other parts of the plant. Okay, so oil is obtained from the seeds, as I already told you. Here you can see I have already told you that is the oil is obtained from the seeds. Okay, so that is only written, that is oil is obtained from the seed. So next is, we will take the example number 2, where we will write mixed veg. Okay, so to make mixed veg, I will add 5 different type of vegetables. Okay, so the first vegetable would be a potato. Okay, next vegetable would be a pumpkin. Third vegetable would be the lettuce finger. Okay, fourth vegetable would be a capsicum. Okay, next fifth vegetable would be our brinjal. Okay, so I have added so many vegetables to make a mixed veg, and these are all the fruits of the plant, right? So this was the first item which I added. The next item is I will add oil to fry those vegetables. So that is also obtained from the seeds of the plant. Number 3 is, what we can do next is we can add spices. Okay, so spices are also the fruits of the plant. Clear? Now we will add some tomato ketchup. Okay, so when we add tomato ketchup to make it delicious, so where do we get the tomato ketchup from? We get the tomato ketchup from the tomatoes. And what are tomatoes? Tomatoes are again the fruits of the plant. Clear? So I have written the example number 2, that is mixed veg, and your homework is there that you have to write example 3. Okay, so here you have to mention a food item and you have to mention the ingredients of the food item, and then you have to write from which plant part are you getting the food item. Is it a leaf? Is it a fruit? Is it a seed? Is it a stem? Okay, for example, I can also mention spinach. To make a spinach juice, what do we need? Clear, students? So like this, you can fill up the other blanks. So let's move to the next part of this video. Oh, so now we can see some pictures. Do not try to taste unknown plants around you to see if they are edible. Now, this is a very caution thing. Why? Because if you are tasting each and everything, they can be toxic or they can be poisonous, because everything present in our mother earth is not eatable. Okay, everything is not edible, so we cannot eat everything. So that's why don't taste something which you don't know, which is unknown to you. The name of the plant, you don't know the name of the plant, you don't know the name of the fruit. Like if you visit a forest, you will find many forest berries, and if you think that those berries is a good fruit or it may not harm you, but that is wrong. It may totally harm you, and it can be toxic, it can be poisonous, it can contain certain chemicals in it, and which is not good for your health. So that's why we should not experiment with our body, and we should not eat each and everything around us which we don't know, which is unknown to us. So this one is very important that you remember. You don't eat everything like this good. This is wrong. Okay. Now guys, we are going to activity number 4, a new activity. Oh my God. So from all the food items you have listed in table 1.3, as I have listed what? We have listed brinjal curry, which was already given. I have listed mixed veg, and then the spinach juice, and then you are going to list some other more items according to you, which you think you should have, right? Like dosa, you can mention idlis, you can mention some dal, khichdi, like that. You can mention different types of things and different types of food items, right? And you have also chosen the ingredients which are obtained from the plants. Identify the list of the food items and the plants shown in table 1.4. So we have already studied table 1.4 and we have already done this activity and it was fun loving, right? And yes, do let me know in the next session that how was the activity to you all and did you feel it nice or not? Next, we are moving to activity number 5. In activity number 5, what we have to do, let us see. So in activity number 5, take some dry seeds of moong or chana. So what are moong and chana? Moong or chana are your cereals, or these are the pulses. Correct, student? So you have to put some quantity of the seeds, and how you will know that what how the moong and the chana looks. So here the picture is given, and in your book, from your book you can easily find. So this is the green moong dal. Okay, so you have to take this moong dal, and then what you have to do, you have to take this moong dal in very small quantity of the seeds, and you have to fill the container with water, and then you have to leave this for a day. That is, you have to leave this for 24 hours. Okay, the next day what you will do, next you have to drain out the water. Okay, you have to put out the water from that bowl. Clear, students? And completely you have to dry those seeds. Now what is left in the vessel? Only the seeds is left in the vessel. Now what you have done, you have already soaked the dry seeds for 24 hours. Then you have drained out the water from those dry seeds, and then what you have done, then you have wrapped it with a piece of wet cloth, and you have to set it aside. You have to keep it aside. Set aside means you have to keep it aside by covering it with a wet cloth. Okay, then next day what you will see, in the third day, the following day, that is the third day. The first day was the one where you have taken the dry seeds, and you have soaked the dry seeds in a bowl of water, right? In the next day what you have done, in the next day you have drained out the water, and you have wrapped the seed in a piece of wet cloth, and you have settled it down somewhere else. And then in the following day, that is in the next day, that is the third day, what you will do, you have to observe something. What you can observe, let us see. You will observe, as it is shown in the picture, that these dry moong dal have grown its sprouts. Now what are the sprouts? The sprouts are this white colored thing which has come out from the moong dal, which has come out from each and every seed of the moong dal. Now a small white color structure has grown out of the seeds, as you can see, right? As I told you, this small white color structure, this is known as the sprout of the seed. That means the seed is germinating. Why we know that the seed is germinating? Because we have provided the seed with water. We have provided the seed with warmth, and we have also provided the seed with adequate amount of light. Okay, so that's why the seed starts germinating, and the shoot and the root comes out of the seed, and this shoot and the root is known as the sprouts. So if so, the seeds have sprouted. If not, wash the seeds in the water, drain the water, and leave them aside for another day. So you have to open those white wet cloth, and you have to see that if the seeds are sprouted as it is shown in the picture or not. And if it is not sprouted, then again on the next day you will repeat the same process. You will drain all the water from the seeds, and then again you will wrap it in the wet cloth, and then again you will keep it for 24 hours. Okay, because it is depending on the seed, the time may vary from seed to seed. Okay, next what we will see. So as there we have taken the moong dal, now we can also take the chana dal. So these are the chana or the gram seeds. Okay, and the sprouts of the gram seeds. You can clearly see the sprouts or the white color sprouts of the gram seed. And you have to cover it with a wet cloth on the next day also. Now in the next day, that is on the fourth day, what you will see? In the fourth day, we'll see that the seeds are sprouted out. That means the seed is germinating. Okay. Now again, what you see, that is after washing these sprouted seeds, you can eat them. Okay. You have to just wash these seeds and then you can eat them. They can also be boiled. Add some spices and get a tasty snack to eat. So this is a very nice healthy diet. We can do this process and we can eat those seeds because these seeds have adequate amount of energy and these seeds are very proteinaceous. This provides you instant energy and you can boil these seeds, you can add some spices on the seed and you can make a tasty chatpata chaat from the seeds and then you can eat those seeds. Okay, so try it at your home and make an evening snack from the seed and let me know in the next session. Now let's come to the next part. Do you know from where honey comes? Okay, honey comes from whom? Honey comes from the honeybees, right? And or how it is produced, I mean how the bees produce this honey. Have you ever seen a beehive where so many bees keeps buzzing about and bees collects the nectar, that is the sweet juices from the flowers and convert it into the honey. Okay, so this is the picture of a bee hive as you can see, right? So what does the bee do? The bee goes and sits in a colorful flower. So if this is a bee, so bee sits in a colorful flower. The bee collects the nectar or the juice of the flower. So what is nectar? Nectar is the juice of the flower. Clear, students? So if the bees collects the nectar or the sweet juices from the flowers and then it converts it into honey. Okay, and then it stores the honey in its hive. As you can see, this is the picture of the beehive and the beehive is protected by a numerous number of bees. Okay, so numerous bees protects the beehive from outside. Okay, now flowers and their nectars may be available only for a part of the year. So the bee stores this nectar for their use all through the year. When we find such a beehive, we collect the food stored by the bees as the honey. Okay, so what does these bees do actually? First, the bees goes to the colorful flower which blossoms only during some special seasons. Okay, such as we can find colorful flowers during the spring season and the colorful flowers are not available throughout the year. So what the bees does, in one time only the bees goes towards the flower, collects all the nectars and then the bees store it in their beehive. Okay, after storing the nectar or the sweet juices of the flower in their beehive, they convert it into honey. And honey is the food material which we collect from the beehive. And how do we collect the honey? First, the person who collects the honey goes near the beehive. Okay, and then the person puts fire around or in the place near the beehive. So as the fire or the hot smoke rises up, so the bees leaves the beehive due to the heat. And as the bees or the swarm of the bees and the numerous bees who protects the beehive leaves the beehive, then the beehive gets completely free, right? And from that completely free beehive, the man who goes on setting the fire collects the honey from them and stores the honey as a food source for us. So like this, we steal the honey from the bees. Okay, and the bees mix the honey from the sweet juices of the flowers or nectar of the flowers. Clear, students, that how honey is produced and from where do we get the honey? Clear? Next, in 1.5, we are going to study about what do animals eat. Okay, what do a dog eat? What do a cat eat? What do a buffalo eat? And what do a goat eat? So we all know that there are two types of animals. One are the herbivorous animals. The second is the carnivorous. Okay, and the third is the omnivorous according to their feeding habit. So the herbivorous animal feeds on the plants. The carnivorous animal feeds on the flesh or meat of other animals, right? And the omnivorous animal are both feeders, like the both plant and meat feeders. Okay, so omnivorous animals are like the dog. Herbivorous animals are the cows, goats, buffaloes, and the carnivorous animal are the tiger and the lions. Clear, students? So what do animal eat? You already know. So we'll start with 1.5. What do animals eat? Do you have a cattle or a pet that you take care of, like a dog, a parrot, or maybe a rabbit? So a dog, cat, buffalo, or goat, what do they eat? Now buffalo and goat are the cattle, okay? And these are the herbivorous animals. So what are herbivorous animals? Herbivorous animals are those animals who feeds from the plants, okay? And next, dog and cat are the carnivorous animal, and the carnivorous animal feeds on flesh or meat. Okay, so cat loves fishes, yes, and dog can also have a piece or chunks of meat. Clear? Oh, so now we get a nice picture where we can find this nice squirrel with the swiggy tail sitting and eating what? Eating the nut. So what is nut? Nut is actually the fruit of the plant, right? So squirrel is a herbivorous animal. Okay, clear, students? So squirrel is eating what? Squirrel is eating nuts. Now you will surely be aware of food the animal eats. What about the other animals? Like what does the giraffe eats? What does the tiger eats? And what does the parrot eats? Okay, so you must know about them, right? Have you ever observed a squirrel, a pigeon, a lizard, or a small insect may be eating as their food? Now tell me in the chat section that what does butterfly eats? Do you know what does butterfly eats? Okay, if you know, then let me know in the chat section. So here in activity 6, what do we see? We see that there are several animals which is listed in table 1.5, and for some of them the type of food they eat is also given. Now the rest are given and you have to fill in the blanks in the table. So let's get back to the table and see if we can write or detect the right amount of food that the particular or respective animal eats. Yeah. So first one is buffalo, and we know that buffalo is a herbivorous animal. So what does buffalo can eat? Buffalo can eat grass, oil cake, hay, and grains. Next is cat. So cat is a carnivorous animal. So what does cat love? Cat love fishes. Cat also love milk. Yes. And cats eat small animals, birds, and milk. Have you ever seen a cat preying on the pigeon? Yes, if you have not seen, then a cat also eats pigeon and the babies of pigeon. Yes, the cat eats babies of pigeon. So that's why it is written cats eat small animals and birds and also milk. Okay, fish is also an animal. Remember that. Next is rat. So what does rat eat? Rat always stays near the wheat fields. So rat eats wheat, then flour, okay, vegetables, oil, then your bread and lots of things. So rat is a vegetarian. That means herbivorous animal. Then comes lion. Yes. So what does lion eat? Lion is a ferocious animal. And what does lion eat? Lion eats fresh blood and flesh. Yes. So lion eats meat. Lion eats flesh of the other animals. Now comes the tiger. Tiger is also carnivorous animal, and that's why tiger also eats same, that is meat and flesh. Next comes spider. The spider with how many legs? You have to draw and let me know. 8 legs or 6 legs? How many legs does a spider have? Yes, tell me. A spider have how many legs? What does a spider eat? The spider eats small insects, okay? And these insects may be a grasshopper, maybe a cricket. Next, house lizard. So what does house lizards eat? House lizards eat small insects, okay? And also the butterflies and moths. Clear, students? So house lizards and spider is also a carnivorous animal. Clear, students? Now comes the cow, the most generous animal, right? And the cow is a herbivorous animal because the cows, goat, buffaloes all are the cattle, and these are also the domestic animal or the farm animals. Clear? So cows is a herbivorous animal and the cow feeds on grass, oil cake and grains. Clear? Next comes us, that is human beings. So we also eat plant, we also eat animals, we eat both of them. That's why we are the omnivorous animal, right? And as we are the omnivorous animal, so we can eat plant also, we can eat animal also, and you can here you can list some of the food items that you eat yourself. Okay, like idli, dosa, bread, butter, milk, cheese, cake. So many items are there, numerous items. Okay, next comes the butterfly. So what does the butterfly eat? Previously, I asked this question to you all. So butterfly is an insect and butterfly is also herbivorous animal, as butterfly feeds on the sweet juices or the nectar from the plants. Okay, so where does the nectar come? Nectar comes from the plants. Clear? Next, crow. Crow is a omnivorous animal like the humans. Humans and crow are both omnivorous animal. Why? Because crow also feeds on both the things. Clear, students? So here you can also write crow feeds on the grains. Okay, and you can also write the crow feeds on meat or chunks of meat like us. Clear, students? So now we will move to next part. Okay, so now we come to a new activity, that is activity 7, and here it is written, have a look again at table 1.5 and group the animals that have entered here as follows. Place animals which eat only plants on the plant products in group 1, and these are known as the herbivorous animals. Yes, I already told you the animals which feeds on plants are known as the herbivorous animals. The animals which feeds on other animals or which eat other animal or preys on other animal, so these are listed on group 2, that is known as the carnivorous animal. And then the animal which eats both the plants and the animals or other animals is known as the omnivorous animal, which will be listed in group 3. Clear, students? So now As we have prepared table 1.5, those animals will only be listed in table 1.6. So one by one, all the animals we will check it out. So first is buffalo. Buffalo was a herbivorous animal. Here we will write buffalo. Clear? Next is cat. Cat is a carnivorous animal. So here we will write cat. Then rat was also a herbivorous animal. So here we will write rat. Then comes lion. Lion is a carnivorous animal, which is already written here for us. Then comes tiger. So tiger is also a carnivorous animal. So here we will write tiger. Then spider. Spider is also a carnivorous animal. So here we will write spider. Then house lizard. House lizard is also a carnivorous animal. So here we will write the name of house lizard too. Okay. Then comes cow, which is already written in the herbivorous animal. Then comes human beings. That is, we are omnivorous animals. Then comes the butterfly. So butterfly is an insect, and butterfly feeds on the nectar or the sweet juices of the plant from the plant. So that's why butterfly is the herbivorous animal. Okay. Next comes the crow. So crow is an omnivorous animal. So here we will write crow. Okay. So following table 1.5, we have already completed our table 1.3, and we have separated the three types of animal into three different columns as it is shown in table 1.3 according to herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous animal according to the different feeding habits of the animals. Clear, students? Now let us move ahead. Okay, so here Paheli wants to know where you would place human beings while filling 1.6. Wow, so we already know because we are the intelligent people. So human beings eat both plants and animals because human beings eat the plant parts like the flowers, the fruits, the vegetables, and also the crop plants, right? And we also eat the animals like the fishes, the meat from the chicken, the egg from the chicken, the milk from the cow, right? So we also eat plant products. We also eat the animal products. So we eat both plants and animals. That's why we are the omnivorous. Okay. Next, know that there are many amongst us who do not get sufficient food. We need to find ways by which more food can be produced in the country. That will not be enough. We will need to find ways to ensure that this food is made easily available to each one of us. So as the future citizen of our country and the future minds of our country, we as a children should find a lots of ways to produce food more easily and make food easily available to the poor people, right, of our country. Now, while reading this whole chapter, we have learned some nice and new words. So these new words, first one is ingredient. So spell with me: INGREDIENTS. Ingredients. So you can study like this: INGREDIENTS. Ingredients. Then edible. What do you mean by edible? Edible means eatable. Ingredients means materials. We already studied this, right, students? Then is nectar. So what is nectar? Nectar means sweet juices of the flowers. Yes, very good. You remember that. Very good. Next is sprouted seed. So if this is a seed, when we will soak the seed in water, then what will come out? The white shoot and root will come out, right? So this white shoot and root is known as sprouts. Okay, so we learn about the sprouted seeds. Next, we learn about the herbivore, that is the plant eaters. Okay, Then we'll learn about the carnivores, that is the meat or flesh eaters, okay, and the omnivores, that is the animal plus plant both eaters. Clear, students? So we learned some keywords. Make sure you write those keywords repeatedly in the chat section and you practice this once again and again. Now let's come to this summary. So first one is, there is a lot of variation of the food eaten in different regions of India, which I already told you that the South Indian people eats dosa, idli, sambar, whereas the North Indian people most probably eats the rice, because northern parts of India are known as the rice bowl of India. Clear? Next point is, the main source of our food are plant and animal. So we get the raw grains, raw food, raw vegetables from the plants, and we also get the raw milk, eggs, chicken, meat, etc. from the animals, and we also get oil from plants and animals, right? So our main source of food will be plant and animal. Next, animals which eat only plant are called as herbivore. Okay, animal which eat only animals are known as carnivores, and animals which eat both the plant as well as animals are called as omnivore. Now do write me the example of a omnivore in the chat section below. So we have completed this chapter. Now down in the description you can find the link of the other chapters so that you can watch those videos also. So stay tuned to Anamika's EduSpace, and don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to our channel to watch more fun videos like this. Bye bye kids. Let's meet tomorrow.